So tell me, how did you become engaged in this issue of marriage equality?
The reason why it was so important, because we're a big employer of a business whose entire feedstock consists of people, which means talent, which means we're permanently trying to recruit people, train them and retain them at our firm.
Why is that important for your business? Why is this good business?
Well, again, and that's an important question that you ask, because at the end of the day, this aligns with my personal views, but I don't look, I'm not using this as a platform to espouse my personal views. The only reason why most people are interested in what I have to say is because of what I represent at Goldman Sachs, and therefore I only use my platform for Goldman Sachs issues. This issue is a business issue. It's a civil rights issue, but it's also a business issue. The ability for employment benefits to be shared among spouses, the ability to move people who are dependent on visas for trailing spouses, all hinges on being able to deal with families of gay people in the same way that you deal with families of straight people. Otherwise, they can't move around, people are unhappy, and we can't attract a whole set of very talented people.
How did you interact with people in the firm? Like, you've been here for many years. When did you feel like people came out? When did you start to realize that, hey, that guy's gay or she's a lesbian? When did that start to happen more frequently in the firm?
I think, listen, I was always conscious. There were always people. I've been in the firm for 30 years, and I knew that there were people who I knew were, were gay, and other people did. And it's a question of more people over time felt more comfortable. And for all I know, even in this environment where we try to make things as comfortable as possible, it may not be as comfortable for everyone. And even if it's comfortable here, it might not be comfortable, 100 yards from this place. And for all I know, there are still people today who are living lives burdened by not being able to reveal who they really are and are living in a state of discomfort that is really unfortunate. And I feel sorry. I don't know who they are, but there have to be some, and I feel sorry for them. And I'm not yet saying that we're in a world where everything is easy for everybody.
So you did this video for Human Rights Campaign, which was all over YouTube, and I know that there was a lot of positive feedback. Did you get some negative flack from that?
None that I can really recall. Almost none. Virtually none.
After you did that video for HRC, I read that you actually lost one big client who had a religious affiliation. Any further fallout in the last year or so since that video went up?
I heard we lost a client, but I understood why. I mean, this particular issue is part of the core tenets of this of the group that's behind this pool of money, and I understood completely why they did it. I didn't like it, but I understood it. And by the way, they understood why we were taking the position that we did. So I'm not saying we're not friends, but we're not managing their money.
So I have to read you a quote, which is from the Conservative Family Research Council. It filed the opposing brief and said that they are blaming, quote, a corporate environment dictated by wealthy, pro-homosexual activists for the growing corporate support of same-sex marriage. How do you react to that?
Okay, I'm pro-diversity, and I'm pro-allowing people to live the lives they want to live as happily as they can without any interference from me if they're not otherwise bothering anyone and are productive and useful. And that's where I am. I'm trying to achieve neutrality. I think that's a statement that has bias associated with it. I'm not biased. I'm trying to have a neutral workplace environment that's as inviting as it can be for all people. Now, to the extent there are other companies or industries which are going to be hostile and repellent to people who are talented, they're just giving us a competitive advantage.